Olivia was a beautiful girl who lived in a small town in Nigeria. She was 16 years old, and everyone loved her. She had a bright smile that could light up a whole room. Her laughter was soft and sweet, and people always felt happy when she was around. Olivia lived with her parents in a small house. Her mother, Rose, was a kind woman who always took care of the family. Her father, Stephen, was a tall man with a loud voice. People in the town respected him, but Olivia was afraid of him. He always looked at her with hard eyes, and sometimes he shouted at her for no reason. Olivia tried to stay away from her father. She helped her mother in the kitchen, and went to school every day. She loved reading books and writing in her small diary. She wanted to become a teacher one day, so she could help children learn. But Olivia had a secret. She had fallen in love with a boy named Edwin. Edwin was strong and kind. He worked in a small shop and always made Olivia smile. They met in secret because Olivia's father did not like Edwin. He wanted Olivia to marry a rich man, not a poor shop worker. Olivia didn't care about money. She wanted love. She told Edwin she would never leave him, and he promised to take care of her no matter what. One night, Olivia and Edwin met by the river. The moon was bright and the water shone like silver. They talked about their dreams and hopes for the future. Edwin held Olivia's hand and said, "I will marry you, no matter what your father says." Olivia smiled and said, "I believe you." But they did not know that someone was watching them. It was Stephen. He had followed Olivia to the river, and he was angry. He believed his daughter had brought shame to the family by meeting Edwin in secret. Stephen waited until they said goodbye and Edwin walked away. Then he came out from behind the tree. "Olivia," he shouted. Olivia jumped in fear. "Papa! What are you doing here?" Stephen's eyes were full of fire. "How dare you shame me by meeting that boy? You think you are smarter than me?" Olivia shook her head. "Papa, please. I love him. I want to marry him." "Never!" Stephen roared. "You will do what I say. You will marry Chief Oscar's son next month." Olivia started to cry. "Papa, please, I beg you." But Stephen did not listen. He dragged Olivia home by her arm. He locked her in her room and told her she would never see Edwin again. The next day, Olivia refused to eat. She sat on her bed and cried. Her mother, Rose, tried to comfort her. "My child, please eat something," Rose said softly. "I can't, Mama. My heart is broken," Olivia whispered. Rose sighed. She loved her daughter very much, but she was afraid of her husband. She didn't know what to do. That night, Stephen came into Olivia's room. He was drunk, and his eyes were red. "You will marry Chief Oscar's son," he said again. "No, Papa. I can't," Olivia said, her voice shaking. Stephen became very angry. He grabbed Olivia by the neck and pushed her against the wall. "You will obey me," he shouted. Olivia tried to scream, but his hand was too strong. She struggled to breathe. Her eyes were wide with fear. Stephen did not stop until Olivia stopped moving. When he let go, Olivia fell to the ground. She was not breathing. Stephen stared at her body, shocked. He had killed his own daughter. Stephen was scared. He did not know what to do. He called Rose, and she screamed when she saw Olivia lying there. "What have you done?" she cried. "It was an accident," Stephen said, his voice shaking. "She made me angry." Rose fell to her knees and held Olivia's lifeless body. She was crying so hard that her tears soaked Olivia's hair. They buried Olivia that night in the backyard so nobody would know. Stephen told everyone that Olivia had gone to stay with her aunt in the city. But Olivia's spirit did not leave. She was angry and full of pain. She had wanted to live. She had wanted to marry Edwin and be happy. But her father had stolen her future. Olivia's spirit could not rest. The next day, strange things started happening in the house. At night, they heard footsteps in Olivia's room, even though it was empty. Rose would hear Olivia's soft voice calling, "Mama, why did Papa kill me?" Stephen tried to ignore it, but he could not sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Olivia's face. Her eyes were full of sadness. One night, Stephen woke up and saw Olivia standing at the foot of his bed. Her white dress was torn, and her hair was messy. She looked at him with empty eyes. "Papa," she said. "Why did you kill me?" Stephen screamed and fell off the bed. But when he looked again, Olivia was gone. Olivia's spirit became stronger every night. She wanted her father to pay for what he did. One evening, Stephen was alone in the living room when he heard Olivia's laughter. It was the same sweet laughter she used to have when she was alive. He looked around but he saw no one. Suddenly, the lights went out. Stephen heard a voice whisper in the darkness, "You took my life. Now you will feel my pain." He felt cold hands touch his shoulders and he screamed. He ran outside but the air felt heavy. Olivia's spirit was everywhere. Rose was afraid too. She started to see Olivia in her dreams. Olivia would say, "Mama, help me. I cannot rest." Rose knew she had to do something. She went to the local priest and told him everything. The priest came to the house with holy water and prayers. He told Stephen and Rose, "Olivia's spirit cannot rest because she was killed unfairly. You must confess and ask for her forgiveness." Stephen refused. "I will not confess. It was not my fault." But Olivia's spirit was there, listening. The priest started to pray. He sprinkled holy water in the house and said, "Olivia, may your soul find peace." Olivia's spirit appeared in the room. Her face was sad but her eyes were strong. "Papa," she said, "tell the truth. Let my spirit rest." Stephen fell to his knees. He was crying. "I killed her," he said. "I killed my own daughter because of my anger." Olivia's spirit closed her eyes. She said softly, "Now you must live with the truth." The priest said a final prayer, and Olivia's spirit started to fade away. But she left a message behind, "I will watch you, Papa. You will never forget me." After that night, the house became quiet again. Olivia's spirit no longer haunted them. But Stephen was not free. He lived with guilt every day. He stopped going out. He stopped talking to people. He became a broken man. Rose left him. She took what was left of her heart and moved to the city. She said she could not stay with a man who killed their child. Edwin never stopped loving Olivia. He planted a small tree by the river where they used to meet. He said, "Olivia, I will always remember you." After Olivia's spirit departed, the village of Yumyuk was never the same. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some villagers claimed they saw Olivia's ghost wandering near the river, while others heard her soft singing at night. Children were warned not to stay out late, and elders spoke in hushed tones about the consequences of injustice. The village priest, Father Michael, decided to hold a special mass to cleanse the village of lingering spirits. He invited everyone to attend and pray for Olivia's soul. During the mass, he spoke about forgiveness, repentance, and the importance of truth. Edwin, heartbroken and seeking closure, visited the riverbank where he and Olivia used to meet. He brought along her favorite flowers and her diary, which Olivia had given him. Sitting by the river, he read her diary aloud, tears streaming down his face. As he finished reading, a gentle breeze rustled the pages, and he felt a comforting presence beside him. Though he couldn't see her, he knew Olivia's spirit was there, listening. He whispered, "I will always love you, Olivia." Stephen's guilt consumed him. He began to see visions of Olivia everywhere, her reflection in mirrors, her shadow in the hallway, her voice echoing in his ears. He stopped eating, stopped sleeping, and became a shell of the man he once was. One day, he wandered into the village square, disheveled and muttering to himself. He confessed his crime to anyone who would listen, begging for forgiveness. The villagers, shocked and horrified, turned him over to the authorities. Stephen's trial was swift. With Rose's testimony and his own confession, the court found him guilty of murder. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. As he was led away, he looked up and whispered, "Olivia, I'm sorry." In the years that followed, Olivia's story became a legend in Yumyuk. Her tale was told to children as a lesson about love, justice, and the consequences of one's actions. A small library was built in her honor, filled with books, and a special section dedicated to her writings. Edwin became a teacher, fulfilling Olivia's dream. He often spoke about her in his classes, inspiring students to pursue their passions and stand up for what's right. Years later, Edwin visited Olivia's grave, now marked with a beautiful headstone and surrounded by blooming flowers. He sat beside it, feeling a sense of peace. As he closed his eyes, he heard Olivia's voice one last time, whispering, "Thank you." He smiled, knowing that her spirit had finally found rest.